Hello, my name's Tim, welcome to Tim Burbage Reads, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what I'm planning to read in January 2025. So, first things first is I'm planning to read The Creakers by Tom Fletcher. I say I'm planning to read it, I'm filming this on the 5th of January and I've already read this because we had a very Tom Fletcher Christmas, and I might do a video on it because our family just got involved in everything Tom Fletcher. Christmasaurus and the Winter Witch, and The Creakers. We went to see the show. This book actually has songs in it. You scan the code, so we've been listening to that soundtrack, and I read this in like 3 days because it was really, really good. But anyway, so I'm planning to read The Creakers by Tom Fletcher. Imagine if one day you woke up and all the grown-ups had vanished. That's what happens to Lucy Dunkston. She's the hero of this story, but she doesn't know it yet. All the other kids in Whiffington are excited. No more grown-ups means no more school, no more bedtime, no more rules. But Lucy just wants her mum back. So, to find her, Lucy sets out on an unbelievable adventure into a topsy-turvy, inside-out world. A world that's been underneath her bed the whole time. The world of The Creakers. So this is Tom Fletcher takes on monsters under your bed, basically. Really, really good. Really enjoyed that. But I'm planning to read it this month. Next book I'm planning to read, these aren't in no particular order, is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry. This is my sister-in-law's copy. It's a very nice hardback. This is the sequel or prequel, I'm not quite sure, to Legends and Lattes, which is a book I read last year and really, really enjoyed. And I think he's announced the third one, which is called Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Nope. Sandwiches and Secrets. Nope. Brigands and Bread Knives. That's what it's called. Viv's career with the renowned mercenary company Rackham's Ravens isn't going as planned. Wounded during the hunt for a powerful necromancer, she's packed off against her will to recuperate in the sleepy beach town of Merg. So far from the action that she worries she'll never be able to return to it. What's a thwarted soldier of fortune to do? Spending her hours at a struggling bookshop in the company of its foul-mouthed proprietor is the last thing Viv would have predicted. Even though it may be exactly what she needs, still, adventure isn't far away. A suspicious traveller in grey, a gnome with a chip on her shoulder, a summer fling, and an improbable number of skeletons prove Merc to be more eventful than Viv could have ever expected. Sometimes, right things happen at the wrong time. Sometimes, we find ourselves in the stories we experience together. Set 20 years before the adventures of Legends and Lattes, Bookshops and Bone Dust is a standalone, cosy fantasy about the power of good bookshops, great friends, and the unexpected choices along the way. So yeah, nice. It says high fantasy, first loves, second-hand books. Cozy fantasy. I've only really read Legends and Lattes and really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to this. The next is a couple of books that I've got on my Kindle. One is Happy Bunny and Other Mischiefs by Rebecca Granston. This is a book the author actually sent me. If you have a self-published book that you want me to read and you think I'll enjoy, just message below. Like, I will read it. I might not get to it immediately. I will read it. This is a horror short story anthology. It seems quite bizarre and strange. Yeah, I've never read that much horror, so I'm looking forward to it. The other thing I'm reading on my Kindle is another self-pub, which is Heretic by Craig Martell and Brad Jorgensen. I've started it. This is a space epic story with a ship run away to fight the mysterious origins of their species, and they are all animal peoples. You've got tiger people, wolf people, bear people, ape people. They're kind of, I think those are the 4 kind of warring nations. One book I really want to talk about that I'm reading is for my read-along that I've got, and that is A Hero Born by Jin Yong. This is the first part in the Legend of the Condor Hero series. This is, if you saw my top 10, my second favourite series after Lord of the Rings. It actually says here, a Chinese Lord of the Rings. That's the quote from the Irish Times. This is a story of wushu kung fu. I'm rereading this with Rebecca Nicole, and I'm really excited about this because this is one of my favourite series and I've kind of really been championing it, and now you guys might read along if you want to. I do have an announcement video on it, but basically this book is how many chapters long? 9 chapters long, so we're going to read chapters 1 and 2 in the first week, 3 and 4 in the second week of January, 5 and 6 in the third week of January, and 7, 8, and 9 in the final week of January. That's kind of the gist of it. I'm planning to do little videos. I don't know if I'll do them with Rebecca. It depends on time zones. But I'm planning to do little videos just on where we're up to. I've started this. I've read the first chapter, and oh my god, it's just so good. But yeah, let me read the blurb and tell you more about it. China, 1200 AD. The Song Empire has been invaded from the north by its warlike Jurchen neighbours. Half its territory and its historic capital lie in enemy hands. The peasants toil under the burden of the annual tribute demanded by the occupiers. Meanwhile, on the Mongolian steppes, a disparate nation of great warriors is about to be united by a warlord whose name will endure for eternity. Genghis Khan. Guo Jing, son of murdered Song patriot, grew up with Genghis Khan's army. He is humble, loyal, perhaps not altogether wise, and is fated from birth one day to confront an opponent who is the opposite of him in every way, privileged, cunning, and perfectly trained in the martial arts. Guided by his faithful Shifus, the 7 heroes of the south, Guo Jing must return to China to fulfill his destiny. But in a land riven by war and betrayal, his courage and his loyalties will be tested at every turn. Oh, it's so good. I just love this book so much. Yeah, and I haven't read this. I think I read this in 2021, and I finished the series right at the start of last year. Kind of read it December into January. And you'll find out where that goes on my top 10 books, which I still have to record because it's just been so busy. Yeah, so I've got A Hero Born. I've got Bookshops and Bone Dust. Need more hands. I've got The Creakers. I've got Happy Bunny and Other Mischiefs by Rebecca Granston. I've got Heretic by Craig Martell and Brad Jorgensen. And I've also got one other book, but I will share that in another video because it's part of a year-long challenge that I'm looking to do. Anyway, let me know if you've read any of these books. Put in the comments below what you're planning to read in January, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, I think the last thing to do is for you to get out of my house.